Hi, everybody. Welcome to the News at Noon this Friday, March 11th. I'm Tom. I'm your international guy, and it actually is noon. It's about 20 minutes before noon where I'm at. By the time this is posted on YouTube and sent out, it will be noon where I'm at. Now, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in British Columbia, Canada, and it's interesting that, like, if you're in Europe, UK, or Germany, you're 9 hours ahead of me. It's Friday night. If you're in Australia, it's like almost Saturday at noon. If you're in New Zealand, it's in the afternoon. I am almost to the end of the day on Friday where I'm at currently. I could be a little farther. I could be in Hawaii, and we're always looking. But I'm excited to be here with you because there's so much going on with Park Lane, and all of it is in your network magazine. I'm reminded of that as I go through a brand new franchise install. But everything you need to know is two places, your network magazine and the News at Noon. We try to communicate everything going on in your business in those two places. And I used yesterday, as we interviewed someone, the Mini Network magazine to talk about our monthly promotions. What a fabulous new tool that I hope you always have printed and available. When do programs end? This is something we always review, but our programs run through commission month. They run through the days of every week where our commission closes. In Europe, it's on Mondays, and we've finished 1 week of a 4-week commission month. Everywhere else that we're doing business currently, it's a 5-week commission month, and we just finished up the second of 5 weeks. March is going to be an incredible month for so many of you. So when you want to know things like the Fast Start program and many other exciting promotions in March, they run through the end of the March commission month, including your chance to get in the bling zone, and they run through the end of March. So just remember that. Count your commission days. The double thank you gift in March is extended. That's for all qualifiers. If you had 1,000 or more in net non-sales in the first 2 weeks of the March commission month, you can talk for double thank you gifts for the entire month. They're available in your system. Let's make it an amazing month because we're all working for Punta Cana. Punta Cana is the newest trip. If you're on Facebook, you've seen the pictures from everybody who just arrived in Portugal the last couple days. What an incredible city. And you can be a part of that. I hope you watch those pictures and go, I am so happy for them, and I'm going to be there next time. And you really can be. Punta Cana is at the Dreams Palm Beach Resort. It's an all-inclusive, brand new resort that you want to be at. And it's simple. Everybody's qualifications around the world are the same. You need 4 recruits, and then you, plus them, have a total in the contest period, 16 weeks, of 44,000 points. And the great news is now it's Fast Start. March is an amazing month where you get double credit for your own personal sales and 2,000 bonus points for every recruit you have. So my hope for you is that you're all out sharing the Park Lane word, because now you benefit the most. And those shows you have, we're going for them all to be 1,000 or more in net sales, because we have the amazing $10,000 giveaway. And one director internationally, and remember, it's the director who wins. Who wins? The director. You want to do a deal with your hostess where if you win, you split it with her, or you give her something? Because remember, she has to get up to 1,000 for you to be entered in the drawing. By all means, that would be what I do. But remember, you win the money. When we have one, and we will, one international director will win 10,000 in your local currency. Our system does a great job of tracking. Again, $10,000. All you have to do is have a $10,000 net show. Remember, that's easier now than ever. That's the reason we're doing the promotion, because of the amazing 2x4 special. Really, everything in terms of all your customer orders is net. Everything is. So you could win $10,000. It's tracked right here in your back office, as well as, if any of you have looked, in the report tab, it's right up here, the furthest one to the right, there is a Punta Cana tracking report in there now. So please check that out, as well as your $1,000 club. I can't wait till we give away that $10,000. And again, one of the things that's making it so easy to achieve that with your hostesses is the 2x4 special. Purchase 2 items at full price, get your next 4 items at half price, and then like everywhere else in the world, we give you the 2 cheapest items you have on your wish list for full price, and all your most expensive items you get for half price. Only at Park Lane. It's an amazing program that as I work with it and I train on it and I use it at shows more and more, I really appreciate the beauty because you see outside orders coming in. You see rep card orders. People who are start creating a show and creating the URL link, so creating the online link and sending that out. People who can't come to the show are ordering because it's so much easier with the 2x4 special. Again, I encourage you to try it. The shows are quicker, too. A shout out to Linda McCluskey. She is my new recruit I got at my show who did her announcement show last night. She had to do her own. I'm in British Columbia, and she had $430 in sales and 3 bookings. It was easy. It was so easy that I said, you know, you really just, as I trained her, you unroll the jewelry, and you talk about the 2x4, and really that's it. They figure their own orders. So she told me, I heard that she just showed the jewelry, unveiled it, and go, okay, that's it. It was amazing. The 2x4 is that easy. You've got a Q&A form online that you can check, but it really is just an amazing program that is transformational for all of us in Park Lane. The other thing that we're hearing great feedback from many of you internationally is RedStamp. And RedStamp is a service where these are 2 of the templates. The only difference is when you go on RedStamp and sign up for that program, these templates have a place down here that you can personalize. So whether it's a show, maybe a hostess appreciation event, an opportunity event, a launch of new jewelry, you have the ability to use RedStamp invitations, and it is available internationally. So all of our international markets can use RedStamp. This is a great service provided for Park Lane. Thank you so much. Let's go around the world in 30 seconds. I am here in British Columbia with Lee Bodner. I've known Lee Bodner about 9.5 years. Her franchise is Enduring Elegance. They're in Mission, British Columbia. That is along the Fraser River Valley east of Vancouver, about 50 minutes. Lee was a top personal seller, top recruiter with a company where she had been for 22 years. It's actually a company I worked for corporately. And around January, because of some changes in there, she called me, and she really wanted to find out how to just get involved in Park Lane, you know, kind of as a leader, just selling. And I try to always practice what I preach, and that is when you talk to a candidate, offer them the best thing you have first, and then if they're not interested in that, you can default. You know, offer them the opportunity to sell, guys. If they don't want to sell Park Lane, they'll book a show. But, you know, don't say, well, would you like to place an order? Start with the best thing you have to offer. So when I talked to Lee, first thing I talked to her about was Vita Franchise. And here we are 2.5 months later, and she is our newest Park Lane international franchise up in British Columbia. Many of you will meet her at convention in July in Chicago. But just joy to be up here. Wasn't a joy yesterday. The weather is really nice up here. Hey, the Philippines, it's summer. And April 11th looks like our tentative date that we're launching in the Philippines. Who do you know? If you know anybody there, if you know someone who knows someone, start letting them know that we're going to be down there. Park Lane Philippines is the franchise. They're the master franchise for the entire country. So look for them on Facebook. It's going to be exciting. And then the other thing is that we are, now if you want to know where Punta Cana is, here is the Caribbean. This is Cuba. Up here is the Bahamas. This is the Dominican Republic. Right here is Jamaica. Punta Cana is the very end, the eastern end of the Dominican Republic. And we actually have a potential franchise candidate that my personal goal is to have that business be open before we're there in September on the incentive trip. So nothing like 1,000 Park Laners recruiting to help my new business. Very exciting. Lots of other great new opportunities, excuse me, around the world. Hey, let's review our customer and hostess specials going on in March. The Align bracelet, the more that I see and the more that I show and the more that people try this, the more you realize what an amazing product this is. It's a customer special with a $30 order. They can purchase it, as well as our infinity scarves, sensational bracelets, and charm bracelets. Here's a hostess bonus. The hostess can purchase our Orion watch when she has a show. This is another great incentive that many of our hostesses are taking advantage of, as well as the gifts we always have, the Yes gift, and the hostess special. The yes gift when a hostess books a show is the Willow ring, and the hostess special she can purchase at her show is the Willow necklace. Both of these items are ordered on the hostess order, but butterflies are a beautiful theme. They're kind of a theme of our UK franchise, really a spiritual meaning. And so use them everywhere internationally because they are amazing tools to help you grow your business. Save the date, July 21st through 23rd. It's convention, and if you register by the end of the March commission month, remember we showed when things end. If by the end of March you have paid your $129 registration for convention, on Friday and Saturday at the general session, you will have VIP seating in the Bling Zone. That means there will be reserved seating up front in this section for you. I have already had a preliminary conversation as we plan that I will be involved and responsible for some of the things we will send out to the crowd who sit in the Bling Zone. It's just going to be a lot of fun, and it's just a reason, you know what, if you know you're going to go, register now. Just register now. It's exciting. Convention's going to be amazing. It's probably going to be our last one in Chicago for a while. If you're going to be at convention in Chicago, register in March. You're going to get VIP seating for the two big training days, Friday and Saturday. Trip launch, jewelry launch, you're going to be sitting up front. In the month of March, Miranda is our RRC award for 2,000 or more in sales. Again, when you have 2,000 or more in total sales in March, Australia, New Zealand, all Canada, you have 5 weeks to make that happen. Miranda with the dual earrings, I love these. You could wear them one of two ways, is your special gift. Now, as I mentioned last week on the News at Noon, we're going to do some training through the next few weeks on our News at Noon. And this week we start with your first 100 days in the business. This training actually goes back about 25 years. It came from a legendary person within direct sales. And it's kind of morphed with me and it's kind of grown and changed as I've gone through adventures and gone to different places. But it's still true. Your first 100 days in the business, you really need to be successful because the reality is most of the people who come in to try their business, after 100 days, they either are in it, love it, and they soar, or they've decided, it's not working for them, and they just move on. It's something everyone should try. I never regret having someone come in and just last 100 days and not do it because they tried it. You never know if you try. The thing I regret is people don't even try. They won't even try because they're afraid. So during that first 100 days, what do? Now, I lived this. I lived this 30 years ago when I started. I was, I just got married. I graduated from college. I was in law school. I didn't think this is what I was going to do. But once I got started, and really the first month, I realized that if I studied, if I really, as with anything, if I really focused on my craft, this really could be something. I was kind of right in hindsight 30 years. So we're going to talk about the 10 things to do in your first 100 days. And today we're going to review 4. And the first is write down your why. You kind of casually hear this in training, but is this on your refrigerator? I still have my why statement. We were going through some notes before I left to come here to BC, kind of cleaning out my office, and I found notes from 1986. Now, that was when we started in business, and there were many notes that my wife Carol and I had made together. And I had my why statement, and my why statement stayed on our refrigerator. For years and years it stayed on there. What is your why? Write down why you want to be in Park Lane. Why did you start Park Lane? And read that why every day. There has to be a reason. You wanted to travel the world. You wanted to make an extra $200 a week. You wanted to have all the jewelry you ever imagined, and you can't have it all yet. We have a new catalog. What is your why? But write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it and read it every day. It really will help you stay inspired because remember, nobody tells you what to do in this business. It's fabulous. You're your own boss, but nobody tells you what to do. And sometimes when there's nobody to tell you what to do, we don't do anything, right? So write down your why and put it somewhere where you see it every day. Secondly, remember that as much as this may be a hobby, it may be fun, may be casual, you may have a full-time job, you may have lots of other commitments, you are building a business. And that business can give you flexibility and freedom. It may be a hobby now, but if no one else, I'm a perfect example that it really can end up providing you an amazing flexibility and freedom. I am blessed to travel around the world with my job and meet the greatest people. So that's what this business can do for you, just starting it. And remember that when you write that down, you're building a business. If it were easy, anyone could do it. Just anyone. You could go recruit anyone, and they could build an amazing business and team and have a full day book. No, you're building a business. It does take effort. And I want you to remember that you're not, this isn't a hobby. You're not just, you really are building a business, and you can do it. Focusing on the right things, you can do it. It can be amazing. It can benefit you your whole life, or at least for the next year. But remember that. Thirdly, prepare yourself for any setbacks that may come in your first 100 days. So when they happen, instead of going, oh no, this is terrible, you go, aha, I knew that was going to happen. Let me give you some examples. And please don't think for a minute that this is being negative. Many people will agree that I'm the least negative person they know. But I am realistic. And this is a realistic point because you are going to ask people to have a show and they're going to say no. You're going to ask really good friends. My mother never had a party for me in my first 4 years in business. It was until Carol and I were kind of the top franchise business in the world for that company that my mother finally said, you know what, I want to have a party. But you need to prepare yourself for that. There are people who you really love, who you believe and count on, who won't have a party, who won't sell for you. And just prepare yourself for that. So when it happens, you don't go, oh, my God, I can't believe she's not going to do it. You go, aha, he told me that was going to happen. And so you prepare yourself for that. You're just being realistic. Not everybody's going to do it. Never. Never will that happen. The new recruit that I gave the shout-out to was the maid of honor in our wedding. She never had a party for Carol and I. Never, ever. But came to the show and said, I want to sell. So you just prepare yourself for that. There will be those things that happen, but it won't be the end of the world. You go, aha, I knew that was happening. And the fourth thing for this week is set realistic objectives and goals for yourself, and set those goals based on relationship building. Sometimes setting a goal to say, I'm going to get a booking today, I don't care what happens. I'm going to get a recruit today, and I don't care what happens. You set yourself up for a goal that if that doesn't happen, you talk to a lot of people, you're like the car salesman on the last day of the month. You're so desperate to get that people can tell, and oftentimes they're repelled. Set your goals, have them be realistic, and have them be about relationship building. I want to give you a very personal story that just happened to me last night. Last night after our day working, we went and had dinner with a lady who I had known for years because she had been part of Lee's business. She had been with this company. I didn't really know if she was going to be interested in Park Lane. Was hoping she certainly was because I really like her and admire her. But really was just going to dinner just to do relationship building, okay? Brought her some free jewelry, brought her all the information on Park Lane. But my goal was I just wanted to connect with her. I just wanted to get back, connect with her, let her know I missed her, so glad to see her. We're so happy you could meet with us. Now, that ended up being that her announcement, she's going to have her grand opening, her announcement show next week, and I'm going to do it. I says, you know what? If you do it next week, I'll come and do it. And she said, yes, and it's going to do it. That was not my goal. My goal was to rebuild that relationship. Our relationships are our resources. If you make a goal to talk to 5 people today, and Park Lane will come into there, but if that's your goal, that is a realistic goal with a realistic objective that at the end of the day you could go, I feel really good about what I accomplished, and not go, oh my God, I didn't get a book, I guess it isn't for me. So 4 great tips for your first 100 days. Next week we'll go through 5 through 8. Write down your why. Remember you're building a business. Prepare yourself. There will be setbacks. Not everybody will say yes. And set realistic goals based on relationship building. Greatest relationship we have at Park Lane is with our branch directors, 1,000 or more net non-sales in any month, and 1 qualified recruit. They don't have to happen in the same month. As soon as those two things happen in a month, you're a branch director, Yahoo! And you get more money and get more gifts for doing the same thing you do as a franchise, as a fashion director. Contact your franchise. That's why they're on my mind. They are our rocks. They are your first line of communication. We love our franchises. And you have an amazing company standing behind you to support you and help you every step of the way. This is the week of St. Patrick's Day. I understand they celebrate it here in Canada. We'll see on Thursday. I hope you have a St. Patty's Day show scheduled. Bring out the green. We love what we do, and we love you. Thanks for watching this week's News at Noon.